Well, it's almost time to put work aside for spring break. But as Americans consider where to vacation this year, U.S. officials are warning travelers to think twice before heading to Mexico. Some of the most popular destinations are being hit by violence. And as NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer shows us, it all links back to Mexican drug cartels.
This is what tourists to Mexico are craving. But this, ducking gunshots on the plane in January, are among the unfortunate views they're getting. The U.S. State Department warning of the violence that's dominating the headlines. Homicide, kidnapping, carjacking, common in Mexico. The popular tourist state of Quintana Roo now on the travel advisory list. Home to Tulum and Cancun. In fact, of 32 Mexican states, just 2 are not on the U.S. watch list.
That there is a cartel presence in these resorts.
Former U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Texas, Robert Almonte, isn't just talking about the cartels hanging out in tourist districts, meeting visitor demand for street drugs. He warns of cartel ownership of some hotels to launder drug money.
The cartels are pretty smart. They're a business. They're not going to have their name on there like the Sinaloa cartel that owns it. They're gonna do it through other individuals that have interest in the companies already. And I think one of the main reasons is to launder their money.
The U.S. Treasury Department taking on this connection with the case of Sergio Armando Orozco Rodriguez, a.k.a. Chocho. Using the Kingpin Act, the feds allege Chocho is a member of the CJNG cartel, who not only extorts businesses for protection money in his hometown of Puerto Vallarta, but also launders drug proceeds with his ties to nightclubs and restaurants along the city's Malecon boardwalk and elsewhere.
They're sanctioning them in order to complicate his business operations.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Earl Anthony Wayne, says money laundering through hospitality services, Mexican real estate, and even through what appears to be legitimate foreign trade all boils down to Mexican cartels supplying drugs and American demand for them.
One of the things we've discovered about these groups is they may be bad and evil, but they're often pretty smart in finding ways to move their profits around.
My advice is don't go to Mexico.
In the end, visitors will decide where they travel and how to spend their powerful tourism dollars.
Maybe that's what it takes now. Maybe it's time for us, the people, to do something about it and send a message to the Mexican government, send a message to the cartel that, we've had enough and we're not going to Mexico until you guys get your house in order.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.